Hello children, today we will revise the chapter The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role by Nani Palkhiwala. As you all know, Nani Palkhiwala was an eminent jurist in India. He starts the article by writing about the Green Movement and how it began in New Zealand in 1972 and how this movement brought about significant changes in the way we look towards the earth. We now consider our earth as an organism, a full-blown living organism, and our approach is now more holistic than mechanistic. Now we consider earth like a human being, and we also recognize that the earth and its systems has vital needs and they need to be preserved. He also tells that we are responsible trustees of the legacy of the earth. We have to preserve it for our future generations and not destroy it like the way we have been doing. So now the whole point of view of the world is changing. We are working more towards preservation of the earth and its systems than rather just using them and destroying them. He also says that man is considered the most dangerous animal on the earth because he is utilizing, destroying, consuming the resources that the earth has provided at a speed that makes it impossible to revitalize it, to recreate the resources. The speed of using the resources is much more than the speed of the resources being produced, whether renewable or non-renewable. Now he also tells that the need of the hour is global unity and not dominance. We need to partner each other as nations to preserve our earth. He also goes on and says that leaving a healthy planet for our future generation is our responsibility, is our duty. He then talks about the 4 biological systems which are the 4 pillars of the earth and the ecosystem, and he says that these fisheries, forests, grasslands and croplands have been very badly violated, have been very badly collapsing, and especially the forests have been losing themselves very fast. We are losing our forests, we are rapidly deforesting our earth, and it has dire consequences. Then he says that though there are laws, as this was recognized very early, that we need to preserve the earth and laws were put in place, but these laws are not respected, these are not followed because of the commercial gains. And especially the forest condition is deplorable in India. 3 to 7 million acres of forest is lost per year. And he says that the most important reason is the burgeoning increase in the population, because that puts a pressure on the resources and then all the systems are affected. We need to control the population, make them aware and educated, and for that the eradication of poverty and their upliftment is very necessary, because only if they are not poor and they are educated and aware will they improve on family planning. And then he concludes that we have to be very faithful to the planet if we have to save it, or otherwise our next generations, our future generations will not have the earth like we have had it. Now you may be facing a lot of different type of questions here. So in the short answer type of questions, there might be 3-4 types of question. First, you might be asked to explain a statement like, what does the notice "the world's most dangerous animal at a zoo in Lusaka" signify? Now here you have to tell them that man is the most dangerous animal. That is what the notice means, because there is a mirror. You have to explain the situation, and then you have to tell them how the world's most dangerous animal is man, because he is taking away everything that the earth is giving and destroying it without any chances of rejuvenation. Then you might face a question like this, that the writer has described earth as a patient whose health is declining. So the writer's statement is taken up, and how will it be explained? See, you can explain it here, that you can give a brief introduction that the earth was first not considered as a living being, but now we understand that it is like a model of a human being, a living being, an organism, and because we are depleting the system so badly, we are using them up and not refurbishing them, not renovating them, not rejuvenating them. That is why the earth, if you consider it as a human being or an organism, is facing declining health, because it is being destroyed every day. Then you might be asked to explain sustainable development, which is actually you must give the actual definition of sustainable development and then explain it in your words. That sustainable development is the way to utilize resources so that our needs are fulfilled and also there are resources left for future generations to come, and we are able to rejuvenate the renewable resources. Then you might get another question like the comment on Margaret Thatcher's statement about about we being only tenants on this earth and we are only having it on lease, and we should preserve it so that we are not blamed by the future generations. So you have to face these questions. Also, you might get a longer question framed differently. See, these two questions have almost similar answers. Let's first discuss the questions. Why does the author aver that the growth of world population is the strongest factor in distorting the future of human society? Here the emphasis has to be on the population increase. You have to write all the the bad effects of population increase and how it has pressurized the earth, the resources, the systems have been depleted and all that. Still, you will consider the smaller factors also, like poverty, loss of awareness, less awareness, and all that will have to be discussed here, but the emphasis will be on population. Similar question is, are we to leave our successors a scorched planet of advancing deserts, impoverished landscapes and an ailing environment? This was a statement. Again, you have to talk about all the factors that are depleting the earth, that are destroying the earth, but now the emphasis will not be on population. Population will only be one of the factors. Now the emphasis will be on the overall effect and how, and more on the sustainable development. That we have to leave our earth so that at least the future 7 generations are able to use it. That is the rule of the sustainable development. That's how you have to attempt the answers.